Good day, everyone. You're welcome to Direct on the Spot today. How are you? How is life treating you? I hope you're okay. We lost a legend, a gem, a great man has left us in Nigeria, and that is one and only Pa Edwin Clark. For those of you that know him, you know that he is a legend, a man that has seen it all through the years, both the military regime and the civilian change to power. We lost him on the 17th of February 2025, a few days ago, and the country is in mourning because a time like this, when we lose such leaders, we are taken aback because to find a replacement for wisdom, a replacement for experience is very difficult. So these are the times where we sit back and reflect on ourselves as a people and say, that we need to live a life worthy of emulation because Pa Edwin Clark lived a life worthy of emulation. He is the founder and leader of Pandef before his death. Pandef is the Pan Niger Delta Forum. Before we go on, I want to read a brief, history on this man himself and his life so far before his death. For those of you that don't know him, you take this time to know him. For those that know him, you also take this time to know more about him. So he was born, Pa Edwin Clark was born on May 25th, 1927 in Kiagbodo, Delta State, Nigeria. Attended Government College, Ughelli, and later he studied law. He served as Commissioner of Education in the Midwest region in 1960. He became a Federal Commissioner for Information, equivalent to a minister under Gowon military regime, 1975 to 1976. He played a key role in the transition to democracy in 1999, supporting Olusegun Obasanjo, acted as a military mentor to Goodluck Jonathan, backing him as vice president 2007, and later as president 2010-2012. He led the Pan Niger Delta Forum, which is the Pandef, advocating for resource control and regional development, a vocal critic of insecurity, corruption, and marginalization of the Niger Delta. And he also had some controversies during this time. One, strong ethnic and regional advocacy. This is a very controversial topic in Nigeria. Anything that's to do with ethnicity and people take it personal because, supporting your own tribe. Clark was often accused of ethnic bias due to his strong support for the Ijaw people and Niger Delta. His fiery rhetoric sometimes led to accusations of divisiveness in national politics, alleged support for dictatorship. He was a close ally of General Sani Abacha and strongly defended his government, even as others opposed military rule. Critics viewed this as inconsistent with the latter pro-democracy stance. Blind loyalty to Goodluck Jonathan. His unwavering support for Goodluck Jonathan's presidency led to accusations of political favoritism. He dismissed allegations of corruption against Jonathan's administration even when evidence suggested otherwise. He often criticized northern elites, accusing them of controlling national resources at the expense of the Niger Delta. This led to multiple confrontations with top politicians from the north, including Buhari and Atiku Abubakar. While fighting for Niger Delta rights, some accused him of not doing enough to hold local leaders accountable for corruption. Critics questioned his silence on cases of mismanagement by Niger Delta politicians, but he has a legacy. He was a fearless statesman who never shied away from speaking his mind. His activism for resource control and true federalism shaped Nigeria's political discourse, left a lasting imprint on Niger Delta politics, but his strong regional bias remains a point of debate. Despite controversies, Pa Edwin Clark's contributions to Nigeria politics and regional development cannot be ignored. So that's a brief history of Pa Edwin Clark from life till death. And I want to also point out that Niger Delta had a period where they have militants in the bushes and in the creeks fighting for resource control and fighting for a better life for the people. Pa Edwin Clark was one of those who did his own, but not in the creeks. He did his own from the front. He led from the front diplomatically, joined politics, was on the public discourse, was a media critic, was a critic of the government, stood his ground, and made sure that he didn't carry gun, he didn't carry bomb, but he was always on their faces, telling them what they needed to do for his people. This man fought for his people in the forefront, diplomatically. So that's a brief history of him. And now you see how we are in mourning in this country. We are at a point of a crossroads in this country where we are caught between being with our tribes or being with the center. And this is because the center has not done enough to show the Nigerian people that they are equal. And in times like this, when you are in a country where sometimes you feel that marginalized, like some tribes feel and some states feel, you will be pushed to be in the same school of thought as per Edwin Clark. So I don't blame the man at all. I feel somehow Nigeria needs to do better to unite the people, to do better, to spread things around more evenly so that some people will not feel out of place. If not, we will have more people who come out to stand for their tribes, to fight for what is right for their people. So rest in peace, by Edwin Clark. You are a great man. Now you are dead. I don't think it's good to speak anything negative about the dead right now. He has done his time, he has lived his life, and he has dropped the torch. So it's time for us to say goodbye to this great man. I always remember watching him on television all the time, speaking in defense of one person or the other, and he always wanted the best for his people. Say whatever I like about him, he still carried the blood of the old Nigeria. And now we're talking about, moving forward as a country. I want everybody to take this opportunity to reflect on your lives and see how you can, in your own little way, in your house or in your work, change the environment and see how you can make things better. Because that is exactly what this man did. So click on the like button, follow this channel, subscribe, and click on the notification button so that you get updated in our latest videos. So rest in peace by Edwin Clark. Sending well wishes to his family, condolence to his family, his children and his grandchildren, his widows, his wives, and children that he left behind. Don't miss your dad too much. He was a great man. And also my condolences to Delta State government also. Just take it easy this time. You've lost a great man, but more great men will definitely come up. That is the truth. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Chinedu, signing out on Direct on the Spot, the show where we hit it hard and hot on matters of concern that shape and affect our daily lives.